Hey guys, welcome back to the Hide. We've got another scope review out on the bench today. The Leupold LRP. This is the VX3i series LRP. Guys, I have been wanting to try these for a long time and finally decided to take the plunge and get a Leupold on my 243 rifle. This rifle series, apparently from what I've gathered, has taken the place of the VX4. I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it, but from the research I've did, I believe that's what's happened. But this scope here, so far, initial impressions are just absolutely, I'm blown away, especially for the price point. I want to get into some of the features of it. I want to go over everything that's included in the box. This particular model here is model number 172346. This is the 8.5 to 25 by 50. And this does use the Tmr Reticle. This is a second focal plane. As I've mentioned, guys, I actually prefer second focal plane just due to long range shooting. The reticle is kind of obtrusive in first focal plane for the style of shooting I do. So I honestly prefer the second focal. This particular scope here is a mil scope. It does use their Tmr Reticle. This scope does have the Twilight Max lens system with their diamond coat. And I have to say, guys, this is some of the clearest glass for this price range I have probably ever seen. It is nice. It's using a taller capped turret up top. And like I said, this is marked mil. Your side focus here on the left. And Leupold, they just use marks. They don't actually have numbers, marks up into the infinity sign. And then they do have a capped windage adjustment, which actually for the PRS style shooters, this would probably be a great scope just because you can cap that. But Leupold thought of a lot of different things here. They also include a cover, a thread cover for this particular part right here if you decide you want to run it uncapped, which is a great idea. This scope also does come with an extended throw lever, which would be great for PRS style shooting, or just like I do, just your tactical matches or what have you. It makes it super easy to turn. I've got my DNR optics scope level mounted on this. I've got a few rounds through it, and I have to say the clarity of it is just amazing. I want to go over the actual top turret itself. This thing is really cool. The way that they designed this, it comes with a zero stop already in it, okay? Now, by that, I mean, whenever you initially go up and set your zero, let's set our zero, okay? Let's just say that right there, our scope is zeroed, okay? Well, let me see if I can get my camera to focus here. If you notice underneath, as I turn this, you can see this bottom ring start to protrude downward, okay? Now, I've already set this, so as soon as you set your zero, it automatically goes back to your zero stop, which I have this set at 200 yards, but let's say that right there was our zero. We've shot it. This is our zero. That's where we want to set it. You take and loosen the two large Allen head screws. And guys, these are large. This isn't like your cheap, scopes that has that little dinky 1/8 inch key in it. No. These are pretty hefty. I'd say these are probably at least 3/16 Allens, I would imagine. And you loosen those up and you spin your turret back to zero, okay? And it pulls this inner ring up until, I don't know if I can get it to show you, but it's setting on the zero mark on here. And when you do that and lock your turret back down, your zero stop is automatically engaged. You don't have to do anything else to it. That right there is handier than a pocket on a t-shirt, fellas. I'm telling you right now, that is a great idea. I really like it. It's super easy to set and it's extremely solid. I mean, when you hit it, you know it. No missing, no fussing. It's just there. Overall, guys, I'm really impressed. Let me see if I can take the camera out of the holder here and if I can get you guys some pictures through the glass, which I'm sure my camera won't do it any justice at all. But let me see if I can get it to focus. Well, there's 100 yards. Let me see if I can position it downrange at the 210 yard line. There we go. Well, maybe. My camera's kind of contrary, fellas. There we go. Now I'm going to take and there's 8.5. There's 8.5 right there. There it's focused. And again, you start to lose a little bit of your eye relief whenever you get into the higher power ranges, but there's a little bit better picture. But I mean, overall, as you can see from there to there, I mean, you have extreme clarity edge to edge, which I absolutely love that. I've never really had a scope that's that clear before, so I'm pretty stoked right now, fellas. But overall, I'm super, super happy with this. The overall scope weighs in right around 22 ounces, so I mean, it's not overly cumbersome, but it's built well enough. I think it probably takes some punishment for you PRS guys and tactical shooters. The overall length is about 14.5 inches, and these can be had for under $1,000. I mean, you're getting Leupold quality for a great price. So definitely take a look at these fellas. If you got any questions on this or anything else on the channel, please feel free to give me a shout. I'm always willing to help. Look us up on Facebook, hit us up on Patreon. As fellas, it really does help. Like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. And as always, fellas, shoot straight. Later.